Hey there, Rebels. Welcome back to another weekly reading. It is a Car Chronicles reading this week because I am in my vehicle. My son is in summer camp and I had some appointments to take care of, so I am traveling. However, I'm trying my very best to be consistent and disciplined to do these on Wednesdays. And so that just means that sometimes I may still be in my car. I have already asked my guides to come in and help me with the reading. I've asked that messages come through that are clear, that are concise, that help those who are watching, and just give us an overall sense of the energy we are dealing, how we can best use it to our benefit and move forward on our path. And this week's card is She Feels, She Knows. Number 22. Number 22 is actually one of my personal guidance numbers. If you look at this card, it actually looks like she is somebody who has been abused. The one eye that doesn't have the peacock feather, she looks like it's blackened, right? You can tell by her face that she's just kind of more downtrodden. This is definitely not one of the happier cards in the deck. So if you are going through something heavy, my heart goes out to you. She feels, she knows. For me, that says you know exactly what you're supposed to be doing. You know exactly the truth of a situation based on how you are feeling about it. And because of the heaviness of this card, it looks like it's going to be something that is life-altering, that is life-changing. This is going to be a bigger obstacle, a bigger burden in your life. This is not some happy-go-lucky, oh, she feels like enchiladas, so she's having Mexican. No, this is like you feel like your spouse is cheating on you because you know that he is, or this is you feel like you're being passed up for the promotion at work because your boss has a friend that she hired because you are. This is that type of a deep knowing. And if that is the space that you are in, I just want you to know that it's going to suck in it, but it gets better as you continue to hold space to literally just feel the shit. So for instance, if you are going through a breakup or any other type of loss, obviously there comes a point in the cycle of grief where you are in denial, right? You don't want to believe that it's happened. But then once you've accepted it and that true heartbreak really sets in, you have a tendency, or at least I do, to, listen to sad songs that make you feel comfortable in your grief, that amplify that pain, right? You may look at old pictures together. You may have a tendency to want to go back to the places where y'all always went together and just feel that hurt because you know it's never going to be the same. And in a way, this is a very healthy way of dealing with that grief, of dealing with that loss, of dealing with that change in your life. But you can't allow yourself to get stuck in it. So one big tip that I would give is when you are upset and frustrated and hurt, feel that, okay? And know that as you are in it, it won't ever be that bad again. As you allow it to be expressed, as you allow yourself to feel it, to feel the despair, to feel the heartbreak, right? To feel the resignation of, how did I let myself get in this position, right? Where did I go wrong? How is this happening to me? When you can get to those conclusions, then you are finally ready to change, because you are recognizing that what you are receiving is not the same as the worth that you have, or the worth that you once had for yourself. Okay? So if that's the case, if this is where you are, she feels, she knows. She feels like she's been mistreated because she knows she has. She feels like she has to get out of this because she knows it's the only way she's going to survive. right? Like, she is completely shrouded in darkness here. Like, you can't even really see any other features about her. You can kind of see her neck, but it's got rings around it, which to me kind of seems like bondage, right? Like she's captive, like she is stuck. And maybe that's what she feels. Maybe she feels like she's stuck and she knows that she is. Maybe she knows that her current situation is not going to get her anywhere that she wants to be, that she desires to be. So if that is the case, then once you've made that realization, once you realize, hey, this is rock bottom, this is where shit has to change because I can't keep going on, then you can start making those steps. But unfortunately for most of us, you have to hit that place. You have to hit that hard place. You have to hit the rock bottom. You have to feel the despair. You have to feel the resignation. We have to feel all of that before you're going to be able to realize that you don't want to feel that constantly. You don't want to feel that from here on out. You want to move into something different. You want to grow into something better. So if you are there, if you are at the place where you are feeling and you are knowing that something has to change, yes, congratulations. Because A, I know it's not easy to get there, depending on what your circumstance is. B, I know you fought hard as hell to get there, and that in itself is going to require you to reward yourself or recognize that in yourself at the very least, right? Maybe just recognizing that you are not where you want to be. You don't know how you got there, but you know shit has to change. Maybe that is enough to celebrate for today. Maybe you can focus on the fact that now you see clearly. Now you know clearly that this is not for you and it's time to move on. And now we can start taking the steps to move forward, right? To get out of that situation. So depending on what it is, you're going to have to start tapping into resources. I'm going to go ahead and pull a tarot card as well. Spirit guides, guardian angels, archangels, beloved ancestors, light forces of the universe. Can you please get some clarity? Please clarify the she feels she knows card. Please give us a card that resonates and has a message tied in. We can clarify this position, that we can clarify this energy, that we can clarify this question. Okay, one fell out. That's funny because it was on the bottom of the deck. Six of Wands, which is victory. You see how she's holding her hand up? You see how her hand's up? You see how she looks like she's on stage and there's things all around her, things behind her. The wreath represents the victory. The wand with the fire on it, this is her getting the recognition, the reward, getting everything she deserves. And I really actually love that this card came out, and I'm going to take this one. I love that this card came out with this because you can't see her face, right? You can't see who that is, if she looks the same. Could be. This girl looks like she has dark features. You don't see blonde hair on her, right? So maybe this is where you're at, and this is where you can get so just know you will have victory getting through this. Just know that it's not going to be easy for you to get through it by any means. This is not going to be a easy victory, and it may take more strength than you think you have. So I was taking a closer look at the card. I don't know if it'll show up, but those are not flames on this card. Those are hands. Hands reaching out like if she's at a concert and everyone is cheering. Or hands reaching out because they're trying to get the victory that she has. Trying to get what she has overcome. They want the same for her. And honestly, the point of life that we are in, the point of society that we are in, is people are starting to realize that the systems we have in place are not helpful, right? They may help in some regards, but overall, it's a lot of corruption, it's a lot of cover-up, it's a lot of other shenanigans that goes on behind the scenes. And we are starting to have to rely on each other for help. Individual to individual, person to person, right? Small family to big family, however you want to look at it. And if that's the case, if your current struggle is you feel and you know that something has to change, that this is a situation that is only doing you harm, that is hurting you, that is not for your highest self, and you finally realize that you are worth more than getting beat around, you are worth more than getting trampled on, you are worth more than getting disrespected. If that is who you are, if that is where you're at, just know that when you put the work in to get through that, you will be victorious. And then maybe all these hands are you standing here helping. These hands are reaching out for help. Yes, they want the victory that you have, they want the clarity and the confidence and the power that you have, but you earned that. You fought and you worked and you cried and you sweated and you bled to earn this from this. And that's massive and it's huge, and I know so many women who have been able to do that, right? I feel like I have done that in my life because I have been there. I've had black eyes from a domestic incident, okay? And now I'm a completely different person, and it was not fucking easy, but you know what I did once I got here? I started helping others. And maybe that's going to be your calling. Maybe your way out is to dig yourself out, to figure it out, and then be able to create something that you can give back and share to other women who need that same support. And I mean, that could be a huge life purpose. If that is where you are, then hot damn, you've got a huge road ahead of you, but it is going to be such a fulfilling and empowering reward when you are able to look back at this and know that you were this. And remember how it felt to be so broken down and so beaten, and think that there was no option on how you could figure a way out, but then you fucking do it anyways and get to here. You'll be unstoppable. And that's what we need. We need people who have that fire, who have that victory under their belt to help other people who need that, because honestly, we all need it. We all need help in some way or some form from somebody. And I think now we are all starting to realize that we can be the help for each other, right? You can look and learn from people who are not the original system set up to learn from, right? You can learn to heal your body from holistic people, from herbalists, right? You can learn to tap into your own inner guidance system from people who are outside of church. You can learn how to educate your children in a way that gives them true life skills and book smarts outside of the regular school system. You can learn how to overcome your hardest struggles by talking to another person who has been through your struggles. And so I think that's the message for today, right? You feel and you know that you have got to get something else done. You have got to move and do something different. And let's go, right? Figure out what you need. Do you need a safe place to stay? Do you need to set cash back? Do you need to get a small job? Do you need to find childcare? Do you need to take a course so that you can feel confident in speaking in front of people? Do you need to up your studies on how trauma and psychology and all of that works together? Or is your focus on fitness? Is your focus on finances? Like, whatever it is that you're going through, whenever you overcome it, that is how you are supposed to help. And in order to do that, you've got to take steps to help yourself. So look at what your challenges are, figure out a game plan, know that it's not going to happen overnight, know that there are still going to be fucking nights where you are laying in bed crying, can't believe the situation you're in, can't believe how hard it is to get out, but also know that when you get out, it is going to be pure peace and bliss as you are in your highest potential, right? In the person who has victory over everything that tried to shut them down. So if that is you, I applaud you. I am cheering you on. I am rooting for you because I know that you can do it. I know that you have it in here to not give up on yourself. And I hope that you know that you have a divine support team that is also rooting for you. And I hope that you know that you are loved. And until next week, y'all be blessed.